See you next week.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And Mike and I were just talking for just a minute. The year's about over.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's about over. I think come February, the second week of February, will be our 9th year done with. And so we're wouldn't have never thought, Mike, we'd been on here that long. I'm thankful that we have been, and I hope we can continue.
Well, you're trying to say you've been talking for 10 years?
Pretty much, Mike. That's about what it is. We've done very little catching, you know, but we've talked a lot of fishing.
That's right. That's right.
That's, you know, and I'll take that back. We've had some pretty good fishing trips and over the 9 years, and it's been pretty good. But anyway, we're looking at Christmas, and like I said, I want to welcome all of you here tonight that's watching in. Is the Lady Balls playing tonight? Huh? The men's playing tonight? Okay. Or tomorrow night. That's so, Mike. We don't have any competition.
Well, that's good.
You know, that's good.
That's
yeah,
good.
it really is. That's good. Because it don't take a whole lot.
I guess not.
But I do want to say thank you to everybody, and especially all those people that we just meet at the gas station or at the boat ramp or at the breakfast place or wherever, you know. Say, hey man, you know, I like your show, you know. So we really appreciate that, and we want to tell everybody a safe and Merry Christmas coming up, and you know, just can't stress that enough. You get new rods and reels for Christmas, a new depth finder mic. You want to get it on there and get it and try it out, and there could be a whole new boat, you know, rigged. You never know, but anyway. Do be safe and think about safety when you get out on the water in these cold conditions. Things can happen for the bad real quick. So,
Special thanks to our sponsors we've had over the years that's helped us do the show, and wish them a Merry Christmas, and hope if you need something from them, you'll go by and do business with them and tell them you appreciate them sponsoring the show.
Yeah, good point, Mike. Sure is. Anyway, we got Mike's been crappie fishing today, and he's got a little bit of crappie film. I don't know. He was real tight-lipped coming over about what he caught them on, how deep he caught them, and all that kind of stuff. I think he's afraid I might go down there myself and catch one. But anyway, he didn't say a whole lot, so we'll just have to watch it and see what happens. And we got to say hello to Dad and to Bill and Mike Pennington. Mike, I appreciate you. I will say this. We're going to take Mike's name off the advertisement for a while due to the fact we're going to have 2 reruns and before we get back to this, and then a few weeks there, you know, he hadn't had any contacts on the decals that we were trying to sell, so we're just going to take his name off, but he's still going to be part of the family, and we'll get him back on here in a month or two, and hopefully things will be picking up, and we can get rid of these decals and have to order some more. I think they look pretty good. I've got one on my truck, and it had several comments about it, so we're going to continue to go on with the decal program and help fund the show, Mike.
That's right.
So, this coronavirus is kind of knocked a lot of things in there.
Yeah, didn't you hear what they said? That we're number one in the United States right now, the state of Tennessee is? Per capita, for the number of people we got, we're number one coronavirus people.
No, I didn't hear that today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hate that.
Yes, sir. I do too.
I really do. It's doesn't sound good. I know there's some, but I'm not going to say anything else about it. Anyway, some of the people I work with that have come down with or been exposed, and that's a bad thing. So hopefully we'll get them back to work before too long, and everything will be good. But yeah, I was talking to a guy today. It's going to be hard to recover from all this, and just overnight it's going to take a while, I'm afraid. Sure am. But anyway, do remember our sponsors, and like Mike said, we couldn't do it without them. So have to have them. That's all there are to it. Mike, we're going to show you crappie film, and then I brought a couple of little things. We're going to try our best to show you. We'll be working on it while you are watching the film. Give us a piece of fishing line out here and do a little experimenting here. We've got 3, we call them plug knockers, lure retrievers, whatever terminology you want to use. We'll get Dylan to get a close-up picture of these things here in a little bit, but until then, let's take a break and go to the film. What do you think?
Yeah, take a break.
All right, Dylan, let's take a break there, would you? Hey folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, that's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some 4-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they got in stock here. I mean, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes. Light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could, they'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires.
way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air. And I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, folks, it's Thursday, and a little bit late getting started here. It's a little after 10. I'm down here at Blue Springs. We can get a minute on here and get out here and see if I can find some more of them crappie. Check that water temperature, 49.1. You know where that's at. Supposed to clear off sometime tonight or something. That wind may be a little bit of a factor today. I don't think it's going to blow much more than what it is right now. A little bit of breeze, but anyway, we'll get out here and see what we can find out, and hopefully we can get a few crappie to eat. So stick with us and remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. All right, folks, I got one on here. I'm thinking, yeah, that's what it was. There go one of those stripes. Get him off here. Get back to try to get him. Okay, folks, I got another one on here. That's crappie. Right. That's what we're looking for right there. Yes, sir. Out there a little deep. Get him in the box. Maybe we can get some more land. Alright. We grabbed too little. Let's check him and see. I think he's too little. Yeah, about 9.5. Let's try it again. I don't know about that nurse. It's gonna be close. There you go. Let's see what is in there. Oh yeah. You make it easy. Try that again. Do a little better. That feels a little better. I thought he was, but not the same size. I think he'll keep. Check him and see. Oh yeah. Think we own something here. Alright. Sure struck awful good. Yeah, a little bit better. A little bit better. nice. Yeah, another nice little crappie. Come out. Minnows stay on there as good as the fish. Put him in the box. Run about 27, 28 foot. Ain't like most of them are. Try and get another minnow here and try it again. Yeah, I finally got the camera turned on there. Don't think that's gonna make it. Yeah, he's better. He's within short. Put him back and try it again. Alright, let's see what this one is. Hope it's a good crappie. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's one of them real good ones. Real good one there. Thank goodness. Whew. Man, he slammed that thing. Yes. That one right there. Fill the skillet up. Phew. Let's see how long he is. Oh my goodness. 15 and a half. Whew. My goodness. Let's go. Alright, we'll try to get another one of them.
That is already?
Yeah.
Oh heck, Mike, I thought you had about an hour's worth of film there.
No,
You should have stayed hung up more.
that's true.
I mean, you know, it takes time to get unhung.
Yeah.
3 hooks,
Yeah.
2 to 3 hooks on the line, and a big old 1-ounce sinker. Yeah, it takes a while to get all that loose.
2 times it got hung up. It
2 times.
straightened stuff up and all messed up, tangled up, and broke things off, and had to sit down and re-rig and all
Yeah.
that. And probably lost an hour or more
Fishing.
fishing, trying to
Yeah.
get straightened out.
I heard that.
Then with them gloves on, you couldn't do nothing with them gloves on. Every time I turned around, the dang hook was hooked into the gloves, and I had to take the glove off and cut the dang get the hook out.
Yeah. Mhm.
Once I swung in there and getting ready to go back in the water and caught the dang coat sleeve there for the. Had to almost take the coat off to get it out there.
Well, son of a gun.
Yeah, that wind is blowing like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot, yeah, that dang temperature seemed like it changed 2 or 3 times there today.
Yeah, changed
A little bit
direction.
warm 1 minute, and next time
It quit
Bro.
a couple of times for 10 or 15 minutes, and then it started blowing from a different direction each time. It come from the west, and then from the north, and then come back to the west, back to the north. And
right.
it's something else to deal with.
Mm.
But like I say, I caught fish. I think Charleston was probably 24, 25, and the deepest one was probably 30, 35.
Shucks.
Yeah. I caught a rockfish out there about 40 and had a few other bites out there, but I don't know what was going on with them. I think it that cloud cover and everything, getting this that wind blowing like it was, it just wasn't biting all that good.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Wesley and Rick Whitson one day I think we talked about it the other week, last week in the show. They had a good trip on Watts Bar. And then they turned right around and they thought, well, let's go back 2 or 3 days later, and I think they caught 1 fish.
Mm-hmm.
After catching a couple of fish over 5 and 1 6-pound and 3 or 4 4-pounders. So they had a heck of a trip, and then they went back, thought it'd just be that much more easier, and never caught but 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that just, they can change real quick this time of year. There's just no doubt about it. And I think you the other week, you quit crappie fishing and started bass fishing there for a little bit there on your trip you had last week and caught 2 or 3. And your your information helped Wesley and Rick have a good trip like they had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about halfway back in the creeks or in the hollers there, where you was catching the fish at, keying on them, and then so they used that information and had a good fishing trip.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
Yes, sir.
So that information makes a lot of difference. Let's get back to your crappie fishing, because it's it's here upon us. You usually do pretty good Christmas and on towards spring. So what have you found out so far?
Well, I didn't see no big balls of minnows out there, and didn't see any in there shallow, anything breaking anything. So, right now I couldn't really say, but I thought they was moving out deeper, and still think they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a lot of fish out there, but I don't know what's going on with them. I'm sure they're waiting on the minnows to get out there to start feeding on them, but I hadn't seen no minnows like you normally do,
Yeah.
Idling around and stuff, you come across them minnows out there 20, 30 foot deep, big balls of them or something. But didn't see none at all. So I don't know where the minnows went to, I didn't see them come back to the surface, so, it tells me they may have went out deeper or up shallow one. So you just have to try both ways to go in there and start fishing in around the shallow structure and see what's going on there. And if you don't do no good, then back out and go deep.
Shoot, I need to call, heck. Dadgummit, I can't think of his name at all. From over at Loudon that shoots them docks. Dadgummit. I got his number here in my phone. His name, I need to call him, see how he's doing over there.
Well, last week when I was talking to Gary, he said he caught a couple up in Tennessee that was good keeper crappie that around some docks, but said that was the only two they caught.
Randy. Let's see. He usually goes up north and deer hunts this time of year. He may not be Randy Harris. I know that. Think of it there in a minute. Anyway, yeah, you just said that they do what now? I was thinking about him being gone deer hunting.
That's something about Gary telling me that
he caught some up to Tennessee.
They fished around some docks. It was out there in the water, you know, deep enough, 7-8 foot at the end of it, and they'd sewed in there around it and caught a couple of keeper crappie. But he said that was the only two they caught.
Well, so you're pretty much set that they're out there deep and pretty going to stay there till spring, pretty much.
I think they'll migrate that way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just to, you know, I think them fish go wherever the bait's at.
Yeah.
You know, if them shads start coming back and to the top, schooling up out there, then, you know, them fish will move out there shallow and wait for them to get pushed by them, because that wind will drive them minnows across them points and down the banks and stuff, you know. When the wind blows them up against the bank, then they'll start migrating down the bank or up the bank or whatever. And any kind of structure they find coming up through there where they can hide in there and wait on them minnows to come through.
Yeah. Well,
but now they was pulling a lot of current today too.
Yeah.
A lot of current.
Yeah, that could make a lot of difference. That for us, Dylan? All right, let's see what we got. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Ed, how are you, brother?
Very good.
Good.
I
I'm glad.
I went one day last week, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and I threw the worm a little bit and a jig a little bit, but I didn't get a bump. But I was talking to a guy at the dock when I was getting ready to leave, and he said he was up there in your honey hole in Lost Creek, throwing a crawdad colored crankbait.
Yep.
And caught 6 nice ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Ed, so that doesn't surprise me. That's he didn't say what the water temperature was up there last week, did he?
Mine was showing 51.
51?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, that's a good temperature. I mean, that's not, you know, they can get on the crankbait right now. That's a good bait to throw.
Yeah.
Are you going back up there and throw that crawdad crankbait?
I don't know. It's been so cold I can't understand it.
That'd be pretty good Saturday.
Yeah. Yes. I had used to, Ed. I'd have 2 baits tied on: the crawdad wear and a dadgum silver side blackback wear.
Yeah.
And one of the 2 of them would pretty much pay off pretty good. But then we got to fishing the flat-sideds and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That crawdad's a hard thing to beat up there, Ed.
And they used to, a lot of guys used to throw what they call a hot chocolate.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Can't hardly find them anymore. I can't.
Yeah, that was the bandit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the bandit, yeah. Hard to find them, that's a fact.
That old bone-colored we are was awful good.
Bone-colored we are was awful good. Sure was. Yeah, definitely for a fact. But a crankbait's always been a good bait up there on that lake, and especially certain times of the year, spring and
I'll
fall.
keep you long. I will let give you plenty of time to sweet talk Mike out of a big mess of them crappie.
Yeah. How many did you have today?
7.
7? Yeah. Looked like you had 3 or 4 pretty good ones. I mean, some damn.
Last week he had some really nice ones.
Yeah, he did, because I got to eat them myself.
Okay. Well, y'all have a good Christmas and take care of business.
Hey, Ed, same to you, and I hope we get to run into you while we're down for Christmas here. We're going to try to fish a couple of days.
Okie doke.
Looking forward to seeing you, buddy.
All right, man.
All right, take care, Ed.
Okay.
All right, see you. All right, well, that comes right back, Mike, to the old school, you know. Heck, now they're drop shotting and Ned rigging and all that stuff, and you're still trying to throw them old baits you throwed 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Shucks, far.
Getting the hellbenders out.
Yeah, them dang fish got smarter. Sure have. But, I mean, the wind was a big problem for you today, you said.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. And it got a little breezy at work at times, too, so I don't doubt that a bit. It's hard to stay on your spots. But how's your new trolling motor doing?
Well, the spotlight works pretty good, but it still maneuvers quite a bit and around and stuff, and sometimes you have to keep easing up and relocating and stuff, but yeah, it's doing all right. But that dang bouncing the boat up and down and all that, and trying to do everything out there in that wind, it's just rough to deal with out there and open like that. If you can get behind something and calm it down a little bit where you can stay on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, with what you're doing, fishing that structure, you know, the tree may be 20 foot wide and 40 foot long, but you're trying to stay right on that spot, pretty much, and not get off of it very little, you know, where the bigger limbs, branches, and stuff's at on it. So yeah, you need to be. That's like, you know, at times you and I be fishing, and buddy, you was sitting right on top of them, and I was out here 20 foot away and couldn't get a bite. You know, because they're just right in there in the middle of that thing, in that treetop or that structure, and then sometimes they'd be out on the outskirts.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it gets suspended above it, and or out around the edges of it, waiting on something to come swimming out of the tree or something before they'd bite. Or the bigger ones, I caught them 10, 12 feet out away from the structure.
Yeah.
The bigger ones.
I hear you. It's a hard thing. All right, Dylan, take us to another break and come right back, will you? Hey folks, here at Edgemore Outdoors, we're going to run inside and shoot some film. Don't forget Edgemore Outdoors over here on Edgemore Road. Hey folks, we're in here at Edgemore Outdoors. Man, the place has been packed with people. The reason being because this is the best sporting goods store this side of the Mississippi River. So if you want to get in here and get you something, you better come by. See Jim and Vance and Jeannie here at Edgemore Outdoors. They've got everything you might need to fish with, whether it be from a boat or from the bank or whatever. Rods, reels, the walls are lined with baits, tackle. I mean, just great store. Jim's been a sponsor of the show for a long time, and we really appreciate him and his family. And but do get by here and visit with them at Edgemore Outdoors. Live bait, just everything in the world. We'll just take a little quick stroll down through here. Jim said he was tired of seeing Vance on the TV every Thursday night, so he wanted me to get somebody besides him. I'll take that back. He didn't say that, but I thought about it. All right, Vance, what kind of special you got for us today?
Got all kinds of specials in here today.
Got all kinds of specials today. Anything in particular? Got a good sale on reels, rods.
We got some, we've been selling a bunch of these Corrados and Shimano SLX reels with the digital chips in them here lately.
Mm-hmm.
We got them in right and left. And
Okay.
We got a few of them right now, but it's a good reel. One of them's $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
That's guaranteed not to backlash, is that right?
Well, you need to set the reel correctly, but when you set the reel right, it is really hard to backlash them. It works really well. We tested them when they come out to make sure that everything worked good. We got them,
Okay.
and they've been going good for us here.
Good deal, Vance. And that price on that's what?
There's one of them is $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
All right. All right, Vance, we appreciate it. Folks, do get by here and visit Edgemore Outdoors. Can't go wrong. I think you'll be well satisfied once you come in the door. Just a minute. Now, Vance, what's this other reel you got here?
We've also got the new Shimano Metanium MGLs. They didn't have them in right hand. We got some left hands right now. We got the rights coming in. They're $419.99 is the price on those.
I'm assuming that's a good price from what I've been hearing that these things run.
This is one of the top of the line reels that Shimano makes here, and it's got their new Core Solid technology, and it's all one piece.
I'm glad you let me get Wesley in the truck before you drug that out if you want one. I appreciate you, Vance. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you,
we'll see y'all Thursday night. We're back. All right, we're coming back. One thing I took time to grab before I came out tonight was some lure retrievers, plug knockers, call them whatever you want to call them. We've got 3 different styles here, and we're going to try to get them up here where you can look at them. I think Dylan's got the close-up camera there. We'll see if we can. This deal right here is all 3 of these are just surefire. I mean, they'll work, Mike. Mm-hmm. They definitely work, and they work well. This one's got some wire looped on each end, and it's very simple to put on. Just put it on there like this, wind it around, and then it slides, and then you come up here to the other end, do the same thing, and it slides back and forth. And when you get in there over top of your bait, why, it'll drop right down there, and 9 out of 10 times, or 95 out of 100, it'll knock it loose, and does a good job. I keep threatening to cut about 2 of them loops off. Mike hangs up so much it takes me a long time to get this thing on and off his line. Cut some of them loops off, it won't take as long. Here's another little gizmo. I hope you can get a good shot of that. I guess up against my black shirt or this battery you might see it a little better. This is a chunk of lead melted on a paper clip is all it is. And all you do is bend this center piece out just a little bit, and what that's for is to catch your line. When you just lay that line in there and pull down on it, and it's on there. Just like that. Turn it loose and it's going down there to knock your bait loose. Now, these you have to get, and it's like any other one, whether it's one of those $40 jobs or a 25-cent one, you've got to get over top of your bait. Then when you get ready to take this off, just pull that line right back and under that loop right there, and it pops right back. It comes right, well, I pulled it the wrong way. It'll pull right around and under this, well, now looking at it backwards, I can't see it. But you get it down there like that, come back up the other side, and it's off there. Just that easy. So that's another good one. And then here's another good one. This is the one that old Bill likes off a well. Put that over the line like this, and just a little tension. You don't even have to do that. Just lay it up there against it. Pull this line around on the back side, on top and bottom. Turn it loose, and it's on there. Slide down, knock your bait loose. Come back up here, bring it off the same way you just put it on, and it's right back off there. So three good little old gadgets there that they're quick, they're easy to get on, they're easy to get off, and they work dang good.
Yeah.
I mean, they go right down pretty much to the head on the hook, the lead head or the spinner bait head, whatever. And they, bounce your rod a time or two, and it usually comes loose.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. They save you a lot of money. I mean, bottom line. Now we have, Mike has, and I have a bigger chunk of lead and with a loop on it that we use on a string, some nylon string, pretty heavy stuff, because we've had to pull logs up and. You take a big crankbait that's hung up out there deep, 15, 20, 30 foot of, 20 foot of water. You drop that big knocker on it and you jingle a little bit, and you've got it around the hooks, but it still won't come loose. So you pretty much got to pull something loose, Mike.
Yes, sir.
We've had to tie them off to the front of the boat and everything else. And they got a couple of those things got some little specialty things like an A-rig. You can tie up $50 in an A-rig in a heartbeat. Time you buy the rig itself and all the trailers that go on it, now they got them with the 7, 8 dummies. Just it looks like a whole feast of minnows coming through the water with all the dummies and the spinners and everything. But so you can tie up a lot of money in an A-rig, and one of them lure retrievers could save you a lot of money.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You might.
Some of them crankbaits is $20.
Yeah, exactly right. So you get one of them hung up, and you got to have a little bit of something to get down there and shake it loose, And they got these little old, they're extendable poles. They're not little; they're extendable poles that they'll start out about 6 foot, 6.5, and you just got to have 3 extensions on it, and you tighten them up, and you can reach down there about 12, 15, 16 feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not hung up any deeper than that. So these lure retrievers type deals, these right here are homemade. All 3 of these. Paul Harrison makes this one. Mike made this one, and Jack Dunaway made this one. So, they're not that big a deal as far as making them are concerned, but they sure do come in handy. Just lay it out there on the front of your boat, and you get hung up. You can drop it on your line and be undone in just a few minutes, ready to go again. So, just something I thought about showing you all, and because these daggum lures, Mike, have not got any cheaper.
No.
They're going up every week, seems like. You take like you said, you take a $20 plug, and some of them plugs are $40, $50. You don't want to be losing them every time you turn around.
No.
Spinner baits, $6, $8, $9 a piece. I mean, it's none of this fishing stuff's cheap anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's especially when you get into the tungsten heads and stuff on these baits and the hooks and all that kind of stuff. They're not cheap by no means, so you don't want to be losing one every time you turn around.
Yeah. I think it was the third fish I caught there when I dropped back down there today and come off the edge of that. About 35 foot, I guess, dropped off down to 60, 70 foot, and come off the edge of that, and could see some structure there along the edge of it, and rocks and stuff, and hung up, and dropped a little knocker on it there. It didn't come loose, so I got the big one out and dropped it down there, and got it hung up. And I kept bouncing and jigging and carrying on there with it, and finally circled out around it a little bit there, jerking it up and down, and it finally bounced loose, brought it up, and I had all my hooks and line and everything was all mangled up, all on that coil, you know. And turned around there and looked, and there was a piece of nylon string that was down there. Now, I don't know whether that was part of an old trot line or what.
Yeah.
But that's what I was hung up on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These, I mean, shucks, you know what we've seen and everything. Like if you get on Norris or Cherokee or somewhere where they drop the water way down, heck, if you're looking close, you see every kind of thing in the world to hang on. And then, you know, you get, Watts Bar doesn't drop that far, but you're out there fishing 20 foot, 30 foot deep, you know. There's a lot of string and nylon string and stuff where other people's hung up. Trot lines that's been broken, fell down to the bottom, you know, you hang on them, and stumps and tree tops and everything in the world. So, yeah.
You caught a basket deal down there, Gunnersville that time.
Yeah. Mike and I were fishing a tournament there at Gunnersville, and you know, about every one of them red buoys, I guarantee you could, if you fool around them a little bit, you could get a fish off of them.
Yeah.
Well, heck, I throwed out there and upstream of that buoy just a little bit. You know, I didn't want to get hung on the buoy cable, so we were sitting about straight out from the buoy, and I throwed upstream and let that jig hit the bottom, and I picked it up, and it hit the bottom again, and I picked it up, and I thought, golly, bump. I set the hook, well, it didn't give any. And we got over there fooling around, it had one of them, that net was as long as this table is right here.
Yeah, big 55-gallon drum barrel round.
Yeah, it had a funnel shape on the end of it, and it had 4, 5, 6 fish in it, and they was 3 of them bass, and a catfish or 2, and some bluegill, and I don't know what it was. Stripe in there, Mike? Was there stripe in there? Anyway, there was some fish in that basket there, and I said, son of a gun. And so I got my bait out of the end of it. I said, that's all I want, boys, is my bait, my jig back, and got it loose and just dropped that thing right back down in the water, because I thought somebody'd think we was robbing their fish basket or something, you know, and come out there shooting. And so I said, let's move on up the river, Mike. And which we did, and left that thing for whoever or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there to hang on for sure. Got 10 minutes.
I know when you lost your rod down there at Center Hill.
Yeah.
That time when you kicked it in the water. We went back and we drug up a grill, some lawn chairs, brush, and all kinds of stuff down there 80 foot deep.
I agree. We just, that was a deal. I told about it, you know. We were going down there to fish another one of the smallmouth tournaments, and I'd swung around that night before when I lost the reel in the lake, and we were sitting on the drop off and right behind us, and anyway, throw my reel and rod out there, and we went back about 2 months, 3 months later, and had some fish stringers and some nylon string, and staging line they call it, and we fooled around there about 30 minutes and fished that thing right back out of there.
Yeah.
Sure did. Still fishing with it today.
Mm-hmm.
And brought it home, cleaned it up, went right back to fishing with it, hold it up, and been a good one. All righty. Mike, anything spectacular you want to say? Because we're down to about 8 or 9 minutes.
Dress warm is all I can say.
I agree. We will try to fish a day or two here in the next, can't this weekend, possibly after Christmas. We can get a couple of days in. My granddaughter's expecting her second baby here just any time, and so we're just going to play it by ear with that. And then the COVID thing, we're not going to have big crowds of people. Hopefully things will work out where we can go a couple of days there right after Christmas maybe.
If you ain't got nowhere to put your boat in to dry, make sure you trim that motor down and let that water out of that foot. Don't check the oil in it too, see if it's got water in it, because it freezes, you'll bust it.
Yeah, we'll do that, and that's we talked about that a week or so ago. Best I remember, if you tilt, if you trim your motor down and that foot's on a little bit of an angle downstream, then and you pull that drain plug, if it's got any water, just go ahead and catch it in a pan, let all that oil and water run out, and if it sets there this winter, it more than likely it won't freeze. But that's going to let you put a new seal in that come spring and fill it up with fresh oil and be ready to go.
You're ready to go, Tom.
And if you leave that milky oil and water in that foot, chances are it's going to be frozen busted.
That's right.
I mean, that's just so when you say, okay, I'm not going to use this thing for another month or two, and you pull the check plug out of it and it's milky white and full of water, you just let her drain. Catch it in a pan to be, thrown away like it's supposed to be and recycled supposedly. But at least your foot's not sitting there and it's going to freeze and bust on you. So your lower unit ruin it. Could be several $1,000s to fix it.
That's right.
And could be as much as $5,000 or $6,000 to replace it. So a few minutes of that preventive maintenance, if your boat's sitting outside and got water in the foot in the lower unit there, you could run into quite a bit of money. Ruin the whole Christmas.
That's right.
Especially when you get out there that first trip in the spring and something's wrong.
Something's wrong, too.
Yeah. But do remember our sponsors, Pamela Ann's Fudge and Candies, Givens Creations, that makes the window decals for us, Edgemore Outdoors, IOUE, and Reynolds Racing and Marine, and Tim's Tires, for sure. And remember the pictures we showed last week with the center console express that he had. He's still getting a few boats in right now, and they've got several that's on the waiting list. So, it's just having the stuff to rig them out. That's what we're hearing. We talked about that last week. But keep that in mind. If you're looking for something come spring, you might need to get a little early jump.
That's for sure.
Because they could be a while getting it to you, for sure. Let's see, Mike, anything else? We hope to be back in here on the 31st. If I'm looking at my calendar right, that's on a Thursday night. But that's New Year, so we'll be off that night. Dylan don't want to be here on New Year's night. He said he had plans. And I said, well, heck, go ahead. So it looks like we're looking at the 7th of January before we come back after tonight. We'll lose 2 weeks. The 24th of December is on Thursday night, and then the 31st of December is on the Thursday night. So it looks like we'll be back January the 7th.
Yeah. Christmas Eve,
live,
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, with a live show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So next week and the week after, we're going to show some reruns, and we'll just try to pick out something like where you've caught some fish. Go from there. That work?
Works for me.
Okay. Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. God bless you all, and we'll see you January the 7th next year. Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing in the Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and rig.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really
got
is.
the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then...
there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man. Dadgummit,
We've
Glenn.
got a lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison?
this is Allison Color Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite.
Pro Elite, okay.
And it's got, I guess here is some that you can get this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Got a TV screen in the front.
Yeah. And then it raises it up, it's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store. Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind.